Welcome back to another edition of Fantasy Sports Teams Go! Do. That's right, we're back. And I lost, Zach. And good job, buddy. I'm proud of you. Even though some of us thought that you'd get killed. Ryan?
No, I picked Zach all along. Yeah, my bad, Zach.
No, but it's all right. I mean, I picked Kyle to upset Ross, and that didn't work out. So.
Yeah, what the fuck were you thinking?
Definitely. I don't know.
Definitely worst pick of the week by far.
Yeah, for sure. it was a bad pick, but we're back. We're gonna go 100% this week, and we're gonna start with Patrick and Tyler.
Ooh, interesting matchup.
A riveting first matchup to dissect. Well, this is interesting because Tyler's actually starting Josh McCown, and before we started recording, we were talking about Josh McCown.
We were.
So what do you think about that,
Brian?
Thursday Night Football. Let's see what he does. He's thrown, I think, 2 touchdowns at least the past 3 weeks, or the past 4 weeks. He's thrown at least 2 touchdowns. And that's just where the value has.
And he's looked like pretty good too, throwing these touchdowns. It's not like dinky dunk touchdowns.
Jets haven't really,
or whatever.
The Jets haven't been like that terrible on offense. Like I feel like most of their games have been like pretty close. Like they've been able to.
They haven't really been bad on offense or defense. Just slightly worse than most of the teams they play.
Yeah,
like they're way better than like anyone would have imagined. Mm-hmm. Like going into the season, I thought they'd have the number 1 pick in the draft, but that's gonna be Cleveland again. It looks like,
Cleveland.
Or the 49ers 1-2. But yeah, that's an interesting play. I mean, he does have Rivers on a bye and Rodgers is injured, so that would make sense. But I figured that maybe pick up someone better just because they are playing Buffalo and it's on Thursday, and those Thursday games typically are not known for offense.
Yeah, Buffalo's a very good defense. They typically hold quarterbacks to low amount of points, possibly like 1 touchdown or less most of the time, I would say.
They played Derek Carr pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been a really good defense all year. It's going to be interesting to see how Josh McCown's going to do. I'm actually playing Buffalo's defense in one of my other leagues.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to do a good job against McCown, but then McCown's been performing. But obviously on the other end for Patrick, we're looking at Matt Ryan, and he hasn't been anything spectacular this year.
No, not really. He's pretty underwhelming at this point, honestly.
The entire Atlanta team.
Very big disappointment for that team so far.
Yeah.
Offensively.
He's only scored more than 20 fantasy points once, and it was week 1. So, I mean, for a quarterback, that's hashtag ungood.
That's not what you're looking for.
No, that's not what you're looking for at all. But it is against Carolina. They've been kind of iffy. They lost to Chicago a few weeks ago, so anything can really happen.
But it's not the defense, though. When they lose, it's their offense that struggles. Carolina's defense is great.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Ooh.
With or without Luke Kuechly.
Well, with him, they're definitely a top. But even without them, I think they're probably right on around top 5.
With him, they're top 5?
No, I'd say with him, they're top 3.
Oh, wow.
Without him, they're top 5.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Bold prediction.
All right.
Bold statement. Really.
Yeah, bold statement. Okay. All right. Do you think he does? Do you think Matt Ryan does well against Carolina this week, or at least better than McCown? Who do you think does better?
Say Matt Ryan, but only slightly.
Yeah.
I think both are going to struggle a little bit.
I mean, who realistically has a better chance of throwing 2 touchdowns?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I would agree with that as well.
All right. Running backs. Let's see. Patrick's finally playing one of the players that he traded C.J. Anderson for, so that's good.
Gallman in there.
Yeah. Got Gallman against the Rams, which the Rams' defense has actually been kind of good.
Their whole teams have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually.
Sam Darnold, he's right. Like, isn't he one of the tackles? Am I thinking of another team?
Sam Darnold.
Aaron Donald. My bad. I was totally thinking about college. I was like, man, I knew his last name was Darnold.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald's a beast. So
he is a beast.
Yeah.
That guy is a wrecking ball.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah. I mean, LeGarrette Blount, how is his fantasy value going to look now that Jay Ajayi is on the team?
I think, why would you do the trade if you have like they must think that he's not good enough. So
I mean,
Ajayi has to be the
Between the tackles, he's awesome. I would say.
Ajayi
still got it.
Ajayi, for how bad he's been this year fantasy wise, he's still a great running back. I think he's just had a terrible line, and
He is a good
Philly
running
has one of the better lines in the NFL.
better
so
offenses. He
it's
was
definitely going to upgrade him. I don't know if he'll play this week. The coach never said if he's going to or not, but
He kind of alluded to like not using him all that much to start off, which kind of frustrates me a
it's
little
kinda
bit,
annoying.
especially since I have Jordan Howard on a bye. But it's another conversation for another.
Regardless,
matchup.
Blunt facing Denver is not a good play in general.
No, it's not. Denver's got probably the
Yeah.
best rushing defense in the
They've
league.
only had one running back the entire year has had a good game against Denver.
Who is that?
Orleans Darkwa.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
He's literally the only one.
That's some weird voodoo magic. Or
Everyone else, they've contained Zeke, they've contained Kareem Hunt, they've
Yeah.
contained McCoy, they've
something strange.
I don't know, the Giants won that game too. I don't know how it happened.
I don't know.
But moving on to receivers, though, really not a whole lot of receiver star power in this one. I mean, if you look at it, Macklin, Curley, is that Jerron Brown? I'm guessing.
Isn't Curley suspended?
I think it would say suspension
I don't
if
know.
he was.
He fully participated. No, I mean it says he's supposed to be available for the game tonight. Which by the time that this is released, this game's probably over.
Yeah.
Or by the time they're watching it.
Yeah, we're recording a little late
So,
this week. Sorry,
good
guys.
call on McCown.
Or bad call on McCown.
Yeah,
One
good
way.
call on Jeremy Curley. Yeah, I don't know.
You got Hilton.
There isn't a whole lot to go around on the receiver. I mean, you got T.Y. Hilton, but he hasn't been T.Y. Hilton in the past. I don't know.
He has his games where he breaks out, and then he has his games where he looks like a flex guy that barely gets a few catches.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks he's had 5 catches for 56 yards, so that's not good. And the week before that, he had 7 catches for 177 yards. So he's definitely not playing the way that fantasy owners would like him to. But against Houston, who knows? Their defense is pretty banged up. He could get 1 deep ball touchdown. Who knows? If anybody, that's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game's probably going to be a very boring, dead game now that Watson's hurt.
Yeah, probably. Poor guy. Tight ends.
Witten's the better play.
Witten,
Yeah, for
well,
sure.
Martellus Bennett. How many points total does he have this year? Like 5? Like, let's see. That's 7 points, 9 points, 4 points, 9, 8, 4, 3.
But he is playing the Lions.
It doesn't matter, Brian.
He is playing the Lions.
Who's throwing him the ball?
He is playing.
Who's throwing him the ball?
Plumlee.
Yes, it's not Aaron Rodgers.
I
Even with Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't producing.
He probably won't get 10 points, is what we're saying. 'Cause he hasn't done that yet.
But because it's the Lions, he
Is playing the Lions, which means
Even if he caught
I
a
definitely
touchdown.
wouldn't be surprised if he went off. Just because the Lions are notorious for not covering the tight end.
I would. He's
And-
garbage.
Richard Rodgers
Well,
is going to
yeah,
score.
he's garbage, but it would be one of those things that, of course, it's against Detroit. You know, that would be one of those situations. I don't think it's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Patrick needs to get a flex and a kicker.
Looks like he made his pickups. He just hasn't put them in yet. Yeldon and
Oh,
Walsh.
so he picked up Blair Walsh. Oh, okay.
Blair Walsh project.
I just realized that Tyler's going all in with the Jets, but he has Robbie Anderson too.
Robbie Anderson's actually been pretty good.
Yeah, so him and Curse.
Yeah. No, yeah, both of them have not been.
He has to be hoping for a monster game.
I'd
For
say
the
he's
Jets.
a better
Yeah.
flex play than Yeldon, I would say, this
Yeah.
week.
Why the hell does Patrick still have the 49ers defense? Have they scored positive points in any week?
Maybe they have a great end of the year schedule, and he's holding on to them for the playoff run that he makes.
You know how you get 10 points to start the week with your defense? They've only kept that once. They've kept that 10 points once. They've never had more than 10 points.
Yeah, I mean, to keep that, you pretty much have to make turnovers. It's hard to...
Well, I mean, you can get.
But you want
sacks
your
and
defense
forced-
to make
yeah.
turnovers.
No,
So obviously they're not performing how you would want.
No. Well,
That's why they're winless.
Patrick, get a new defense, buddy. Okay. Anyways, who wins?
Winner, chicken dinner.
I'd say Tyler
Chicken
wins.
Tyler? Yeah, I'm gonna say
As
Tyler.
much as he doesn't want to, I think Tyler wins this game.
Yeah, I
Tyler
think.
wins as well. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I think this one will actually be close. I think this will be.
I think it will too, but I think it'll be probably
I
pretty
think
low
it'll be-
scoring for both teams.
I think it will be like average scoring. I think some of these guys will put up a little more points than what we're expecting.
The average points in the league this year is like 121 or something like that.
That's average.
That for like the entire season.
Never mind. No, it's gonna be lower than that. All right, it's gonna be lower than the average, but slightly. So like around 100
All right,
or 105. But yeah, Tyler gets the edge, and that's a clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
All right. Autumn and Ross. Is this the week that Ross finally loses?
It really could be.
Autumn put up 160 points
Autumn
this week.
destroyed
Wow.
last week.
Killed it.
Jack Doyle.
killed it.
Jack Doyle pretty much outperformed any player in the league.
And I think I remember saying last week, like, there's no way Jack Doyle scores a touchdown.
Hey, I
or
said
like,
he would.
And you did. And I was wrong.
I got something right at least.
No, you sure. Yeah, good job, buddy. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, quarterbacks. Prescott against Drew Brees. I mean, that's kind of a toss-up, really.
I like Breeze in the matchup. I think he's facing a much worse defense.
Tampa Bay's been weird.
You've also said before in the podcast that without Zeke, you see Dak coming down the earth and being,
Yeah, you have said that.
you know, like
Yeah,
not that great of a
I mean,
fantasy
I think he'll be decent, but not what he's been throughout the season so far.
Okay. Yeah, I think Breeze might have the edge a little bit there. Yeah, just because Tampa Bay's been such a strange team.
It's not like Prescott puts up yards. Like I'm looking right now
No.
for passing yards, and he hasn't had a game of over 260 passing yards the entire season.
Wow,
'Cause he doesn't have to.
that's pretty surprising.
Yeah,
Well,
he
yeah,
doesn't
I
have
mean,
to.
he's got
And-
that Zeke.
One of the best running backs in the
not
game.
anymore.
Just
So
hands
we
the
have
ball.
to see now how he plays.
Absolutely. Running backs, Ross clearly has the advantage here.
I would say
With
so,
Chris
yeah.
Thompson and McCaffrey,
Yeah,
even
but
with
this
his
is like
best running back. on bye.
2011, 2012 though.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, if this was 2011, Autumn would probably have the best team because she'd have Breeze, Lynch, Gore, Sean Jackson.
She'd also have
She'd have-
no other receivers.
She'd
They'd
have,
all
she'd
be
have
in
Matt
college.
Bryant. She'd have Matt Bryant at kicker when he was like 36. The Panthers D would still be all right. Yeah, she'd have a killer team. But yeah, running backs clearly Ross.
I feel like Lynch is gonna start getting phased out.
I think he is too.
Dude, he's garbage. He completely
He,
fooled everybody.
he shouldn't have come out of retirement.
He fooled everybody. I thought he would be at least a decent play. At this point,
It's not
No.
even beast mode.
No, it's not.
Mhm.
But meanwhile, Chris Thompson, he has the most receiving yards for a running back in the league, and he just keeps getting catches after catches after catches. So,
And they keep going down early, so they have to keep throwing it, and
yep, and
they have
he's
no
that
other.
guy.
They have no other guy to throw it out of the backfield to.
He's
so
that guy, and
he's
that, I
gonna
mean,
get catches.
same thing for McCaffrey. I mean, that's
Kyle shouldn't have traded him.
and probably not. I could have had him too. I could have traded for him, but I didn't. Yeah, but same with McCaffrey. I mean,
PPR is the only
he's
down,
getting
yeah.
all the catches as well. So Ross is playing this.
Yeah,
pretty
Ross
smart.
based his team this year off of
PPR.
essentially PPR
That's the way to
and,
do it.
and receiving backs.
Yeah.
And, like his team may rush for a total of 10 yards on the game for this week, but he'll probably still get
But he'll-
better outcomes.
Oh, he'll have over 100 receiving yards easily from between those two.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah. All right, we're wide receivers.
This is where things get kind of like
This
interesting.
this does get interesting a little bit. I don't know.
I mean,
Richardson had 2 touchdowns last week.
Richardson's been
Did he
good
really?
lately. Like the last 2 games, I'm pretty sure he has 3 touchdowns. Which
He
is
does.
good.
Yeah.
Deshaun, I think is going to have a pretty decent game because they'll probably have to throw it a lot. I think he'll play well against New Orleans.
But
But-
what about Jameis Winston? Is
Can he throw it?
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the thing.
He's not going to play great, but I think Deshaun will still get his catches.
Okay. All right, I can see that. Marquise Lee did not practice though.
That'd be something to monitor. But you could just put Kenny Stills in.
Yeah, she's got other flex options down there.
Yeah.
Like
Sanu, I mean, Sanu is a solid play.
Yeah, he's a very solid play.
I mean,
It is against a tough defense still, so, but they're more likely to shut down the bigger receiver, I would say, than the second one.
yeah. I mean,
If they were to shut someone down.
there's only been 2 games this year where he hasn't performed. One of them, he literally didn't have a single catch. And was that because he was injured?
He was hurt.
He
yeah.
was hurt that
missed the
game? Okay, well, then there was really one against Buffalo, and that's because they have a good defense.
And that was actually the game he got hurt.
that was the game
Oh, it
that
was?
Yes.
Julio went out, Sanu went out.
All the Falcons got
Oh.
hurt in that game.
Yeah.
I must have missed that game. But otherwise, I mean, 6 catches, 5 catches, 4 catches, and then back-to-back games with 6 catches, and they had a touchdown last week. So,
Michael Thomas would be interesting. I think he's been a little bit of a bust so far this year. I don't think.
I could have told you that.
Yeah, I don't think
mean,
he's been that great.
I mean, I think he's been disappointing for the round he was drafted.
Yeah, I think
But-
he's.
If you're drafting,
But he's still been a
If you're-
consistent, solid player.
if you're drafting a New Orleans receiver in like the 2nd or 3rd round, I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
It
that's
doesn't
just
work.
how it
I mean,
goes.
the last 2 weeks, he's put up 15 fantasy points basically each week. So
You think is that going to be a 3rd straight time for like the first time ever in Drew Brees' career that a receiver is consistently getting catches and yards and stuff?
I mean, he did it in a 3-game stretch from week 2 to 4, also before the bye. He's really only had 2 bad games.
Yeah. Against Tampa Bay, I mean, who knows?
I think
This
he has
could
a
be
good
one
one.
of the higher scoring games of the week.
Yeah.
So who knows? But tight end, I mean,
Ertz has been great.
you could say this every week. Ertz is the best tight end in the league.
Yeah.
He's the best tight end. I mean, he's getting touchdowns every week. Is there a
Yeah.
week that he doesn't have one?
Doyle
I
is.
think he's scored every week, hasn't he?
Let's see. He's
I have
scored
one
all
week.
but 3.
3, okay. So since
So
In the
since
beginning.
he has not put up a game where he hasn't scored a touchdown since week 4, and it's week 9. He scored a touchdown, and he scored 1 in week 5, 2 in week 6, and then 1 in 7 and 1 in 8.
we
So-
saw what happened last week with Denver's defense, the only position they couldn't cover was tight end. So
I feel like Ertz is gonna have a really big game. Really big.
I think Jack Doyle is gonna if he could potentially match it. Like,
I think so too. I think
Like, that's the thing.
they're
Because
probably both gonna have really big games.
No, I'm gonna say that. No, he's not scoring again. It's not happening. Trying to help you out, Autumn.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Bo play though.
it's not happening.
Greg Zuerlein over Matt Prater.
Why does he have
Oh.
2 kickers?
Because Ross does this to
What?
himself.
Why?
And watch, Greg Zuerlein will kick
he's
for 3
undefeated.
points.
He doesn't need the kicker.
Oh, I'd play.
He doesn't need the space for another
Did
player.
you see the Lions game last week, dude? Like, the only way they can score points is with their money kicker. That's it. I'd play Prater. That's an easy pick for me.
Well, Zerwin has been the best kicker in fantasy this
For
year.
sure, but
And
I don't know.
even the week before his bye week last week, he put up 17.
yeah. I mean, I know it's
The week before that, 11.
Tempting.
And then 2 weeks before that, 27 points.
yeah, but that was against Dallas. That was just like that was high. That was a crazy game. That was a really strange game. But I don't know. I feel like
I think they're both fine. No matter who he plays, they'll both
I'd play
be good.
Prater. No, he's gonna lose because of it now.
I hope it happens. I hope.
No, that's just I'm not.
Not your prediction.
No,
that was
that's
just some shit.
that's my bold fake prediction.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's gonna be my bold prediction.
I'm just gonna say Ross is gonna win, just because until he loses, I'll say that now.
I mean, you go.
Because I went against him last
I'm
week. and it
gonna be
worked.
bold and I'm gonna say it. Ross is gonna lose against Autumn, and it's gonna be because he didn't play Matt Prater. He's gonna that's literally my
Like it's
prediction.
gonna be by a very small margin.
It's gonna be by a small
like
margin.
3 or 4 points.
And then Matt Prater's gonna come out and just
He's gonna kick a game-winning 50-yard field goal against Green Bay.
he's gonna kick 3 50-yard field goals.
Oh
Like
boy, I would love it.
I'm
Ryan?
going for Ross in this one. I think Autumn will put up a lot of points, but I think Ross is going to be there still.
Okay. Excellent. Moving on, we got Hash Gordon 420 Blaze It versus John against Zach. I
Great
love
name.
that. I love
Great
that.
name.
I love that new name. It is awesome. I mean, like we said just a minute ago, Jameis Winston. Who knows if he's gonna do well in that one or play? But he doesn't really have a choice at this point because Deshaun Watson is dead.
Yeah, that's probably the worst thing that could have happened to John's team.
Yeah.
Aside maybe LaShawn McCoy getting hurt, but Watson was so dynamic offensively.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
I got breaking news.
Oh,
What is
breaking news.
Calvin Benjamin is inactive.
Oh!
Actually, Ross already had him on his bench, I think.
Did he?
Yeah.
Breaking news from my dad.
Yeah, it's coming in. We just got a report
Calvin
from.
Benjamin is inactive.
Inactive tonight. Wow. Or by the time you watch this, maybe last night. Good job not playing Kelvin Benjamin, guys.
Smart call, Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, quarterback James Winston, limited practice so far this week. Had that shoulder problem for 2 or 3 weeks now. And then Stafford on the other side. I mean,
Do the Lions
He'll put up the yards.
Do the Lions score a touchdown?
bold prediction.
Probably.
They
Yes.
don't.
No, they will. No, it's more bold that they do put up a touchdown. No, they'll score a touchdown. And Stafford will probably throw it. He'll throw at least one. It's not Green Bay's defense isn't
Say
anything
a
good.
decent amount of yards, 1 touchdown from Stafford, probably.
Yeah,
Probably will still be better than Winston.
probably.
Yeah, I agree.
But running backs, I would say that John's got the better plays right now with LaShawn tonight. I mean,
He's been great.
He's been
Yeah, he
a revelation.
destroyed last week versus me.
No, I mean 91 yards 2 weeks ago and 2 touchdowns, 151 and a touchdown last week. So
He's a PPR machine too.
He's got
He
double-digit
gets
points.
at least 5 catches.
double-digit
Guaranteed.
points in every game so far this year. So I mean that's probably bound to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Joe Mixon, I mean he's getting catches too.
Yeah, he had 90 yards last week receiving.
91, yeah,
Big time.
that is.
Be interesting to see what the Titans do with Murray out of the bye. Because they have a bye week, they probably can prepare him better. And I can't imagine his hamstring's still hurting him anymore.
No, I think he'll be all right. I think he'll have a decent game this week.
I don't know. I
against
mean, Kenny Galladay's hamstring is still hurting him. So.
What a trade!
What a trade, Kyle. What a trade. Who's this Miami running back?
Damian Williams.
Who is that?
Taking over for Ajayi now.
I thought Kenyon Drake was going to be the guy.
People are mixed on who they think's gonna take over the
So
most.
this is just speculation.
Williams is the one that's
They're
I've
down.
seen the most in the games. When like Ajayi comes out for a play or so, Williams is typically the one I see go in when I watch them.
Oh.
But most people thought that he's just kind of a third down back, so Drake might get the carries to lead
Yeah,
off.
this is what this analysis thing is saying, because Kenyon Drake had 6 carries last week, while Williams' 1 touch came on a reception out of the backfield. So, I don't know.
It might be just more of like a running back by committee thing. Like they're gonna have to.
It probably will.
Yeah,
Probably.
I don't think he's
But even
gonna have a great game.
I don't think Kenyon Drake's gonna have a great game.
No,
No, the Dolphins suck.
Their
Jay
offense is
Ajayi
gonna
didn't
struggle,
score a rushing
probably.
touchdown with them. So what makes you think that one of those guys?
Watch one of them break out for like a 40-yard touchdown.
Probably.
some random dude gets 3 rushing touchdowns, and everyone's like, "Oh, Ajayi sucks."
It was all Ajayi the entire time.
They made the right trading for a 4th round pick.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a future stud, that 4th round pick. Future quarterback in the making. Oh, go ahead.
I think Zach has the better wide receivers.
I was about to say, going into the wide receivers, I would say definitely Zach. But, I don't know. I mean,
You think so?
I feel like Des Bryant is going to have a big game. But, I don't know.
Is Garcon looking like he's gonna play, or
I'm not
says
sure.
he didn't
Yeah,
practice
he said,
this week?
yeah, it says he didn't practice.
But he hasn't really done anything with CJ since CJ Beathard or whatever his name is taken.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's put up.
Yeah, his first game was 10 points. His second one, it was a terrible one, but that was against Philly, and Philly's got a great secondary right now. Their defense is insane right now.
See, I mean, he's not a good quarterback. I just don't.
He's not, no.
Like Jimmy G. If Jimmy was starting, I would be like, okay, like that'd be more interesting. But
Mm-hmm.
Garoppolo's probably not going to play until like the following week or maybe 2 weeks from now.
Well, they already ruled him out for this week.
Yeah.
So he's for sure not playing this week. I think Des Bryant will have a big game, but I think Zach's overall receivers will play better.
I agree.
Than Tash Gordon 420 Blazin.
I feel like Larry's gonna have the biggest game out of any of their receivers.
You think so? Even
Yeah.
with Drew Stanton being the quarterback?
Mhm.
All right.
Bold prediction.
And I don't think it's really because he's gonna have a monster game. I think it's just because I don't think Thomas, Tate, or again are gonna really go off.
All right.
That's fair.
No, yeah, for sure. and he's playing against San Fran, so that helps.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why he's starting San Francisco State. Because it's Drew Stanton.
Ooh. no, there's no rhyme or reason for that one. Tight end and flex. Got 2 tight ends again.
John going with the double tight end play.
He likes that.
I like it too. I mean,
I
can't go wrong
like
with
both of the tight ends that he's playing.
it. No,
so.
they're both pretty damn good tight ends.
Brate's been one of the better tight ends in football, I'd say, recently.
ASJ's been great.
And ASJ, aside from last week, he kind of got a few
Hopefully.
he got a few garbage catches at the end, but
You'll take that.
yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup for him, but we'll see if we can do it.
It is a tough. It is a tough matchup against Buffalo. I think Cameron Brate has a good chance to put up some points, though.
Yeah, I like both of his tight ends more than Thomas.
Yeah, me too. I think Thomas only had like 1 catch last week, and it was for like 2 yards or something like that, or 2 catches for 2 yards. Excuse me. It's a yard average, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Okay. Okay. Zach needs a kicker as well.
He might be going with the strategy of just
Say screw it.
saying, I'll just take a bye week kicker because he wants to keep Gostowski.
I mean, you're not going to drop Gostowski, so you would have to drop.
There's some guys where I feel like you could drop on his team. Like, you could drop Gabriel.
Yeah, I would drop.
Yeah,
I would.
That would be the one guy I would drop.
I wouldn't say.
Or maybe Eric Decker. One of those 2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's gonna win?
I mean,
Wait.
if you would have asked me this an hour and a half to 2 hours ago, I would have said John. But now that Watson's injured, I'm almost feeling like Zach could do this again.
You think it's just happening for Zach?
I-
Every week, somehow, he finds
It's
a way, and this
every
week it was because of Watson getting hurt?
Year, man. It's every freaking year. It's not every week.
Somehow, magically,
He wins.
Zach statistically has had 300 less points scored on him in fantasy this year than Patrick.
Zach has the 3rd fewest amount of points scored in the
6-2.
league,
He's 6-2.
and he's 6-2. It just makes no sense.
Hey, but we run a head-to-head system.
Yeah.
All power to him.
You gotta play the matchup in front of you. You can't worry about other people.
I'm just happy that the teams like us that put up points, but we still get the 8th seed or whatever, that we still get into the playoffs. That's what I'm just happy about. You know what? I'm gonna go with John. I don't know why. I think John also just changed his logo.
Yeah, I
like,
think
just right
yeah.
now.
It's the Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he literally just must have done that. So I'm gonna say John.
I'm going John also. I don't think he can. Zach, no way Zach can keep it up for this long.
Yeah, he did change the logo. Okay. All right. Next is me and Brian.
Ooh.
Hey, calm down, guys.
Put him up. I mean, Russell Wilson's been good for you, dude.
I think I said it before, maybe on the podcast, maybe I was just talking to Ross, but I said that for the Seahawks to win, Wilson literally has to be all of their offense. And last week, he was all of their offense except for like 13 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that run game is atrocious.
Like, he has to carry the team.
452 passing yards and 4 touchdowns.
I mean, his last 2 weeks
Insane.
have been both really great, so you can see that probably happening again this week.
I mean, I think he has I don't think Washington's D is really, like, scary. I think Norman's getting healthy, but, like, the fact that he's passing it to, like, Lockett, Richardson, Baldwin, and Graham, and they're all kind of, like, coming on hot.
They can't have Norman cover all 4 guys because none of them are really that much better than the others.
Yeah.
It's just Russell Wilson's finding them, and
Yeah.
they're making the play when it matters.
Yep. Oh, Derek Carr against Miami. You guys like that matchup on Sunday night?
I
I mean, for my viewing pleasure, I don't, but it's gonna be
I
a
like it.
horrible game.
Miami's one of the worst teams in the league right now. Like,
To watch, for
to
sure.
watch. Like,
They're extremely boring.
I mean, obviously last week was not a good week for them. They got crushed 40-0. And if the Ravens can do that to you, why can't Derek Carr and Oakland Raiders do that to you?
Is Kiko Alonso gonna kill my quarterback?
Probably. Yeah.
Should I just play Kirk Cousins against Seattle?
No, it would probably happen later in the game. Just
Oh,
you'll have to worry about it for next week.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Running backs. My running backs are really strange this week, but that's because
I got the Monday night matchup at running back going.
I have Ajayi on. Yeah, I do. I didn't even notice that. I have Ajayi on the bench right now,
Yeah.
just because of the whole.
You don't know
he
how
may
much
or may
work
not
he's
play,
gonna get.
and yeah, that's exactly right.
On the other
So,
side,
Monitor that as a week.
on the other side, Kamara has been a really good play since they've traded away Peterson. He's basically been
He's been that
him and
guy.
Ingram have both been great plays since then.
Mhm.
Hunt had his first not
Average
amazing game ever, but
Yeah.
that was against Denver. He'll probably turn it around again
Oh,
against Dallas.
against Dallas? Hell yeah, he will.
I'm waiting for him to get like back on track. Like first 3 weeks he was scoring touchdowns. Afterwards he hasn't had a touchdown since. I don't know if it happens against Dallas, but going into the bye in week 10 for them, I think Kansas City can kind of like refocus and figure it out. It's not like they have much to refocus on.
I wouldn't
to
be.
quite
I
honest.
wouldn't be too worried about.
I'm
that.
not worried about it. I know it's gonna like he gets all the work. Like it's gonna come to him eventually.
And it's a great system for the lead running back to be
Mhm.
in, especially
Yeah.
in fantasy. So
Who out of my running backs on Monday do you think is going to be putting up more points?
Jones.
You don't think Abdullah can?
I don't see Abdul having a good game. No.
Unless the Lions.
The Lions are
offensive
favored.
coordinator. Yeah, they're favored
That might be
by
the case,
3
but
points.
I don't.
In Green
I don't see
Green
it
Bay.
that way.
When was the last time the Lions were favored?
Probably
in the Green Bay?
when we faced, when we were going for winless season, and we were like, hey, they're not playing their star quarterback. We'll probably win, and we didn't. So that probably will happen again.
God, I hope not. Wide receivers.
It's gonna be,
I think Tyreek Hill's going to put up some points this week as opposed to last week.
gonna have to bounce back.
To where he
I
threw an interception and that's all he did.
I love all of your starting receivers this week. All 3 for you, Brian. All 3 for you, Vaughn. I think they're all great.
Oh, thank you.
There's going to be some points put up. Heck
Yeah.
yeah, Brian. Thanks, Ryan.
And then the flex, I think they're both going to be decent. They'll probably match each other, honestly.
Shepard and Nelson.
Like, all 4 of your receivers each will probably match each other perfectly.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Point for point.
Zeros across the board.
the decimal points. It'll all
Dang.
come down to just quarterback, running back,
We
and
get
tight end.
zeros across the board.
Me and Brian.
No,
tied.
not zeros. Like, they're each going to get, like, 20 points each. I think they're all going to play well.
Obviously, you have an advantage against me in tight end.
Well, yeah.
Brian's
are you
taking the bold no
you're-
tight end strategy.
I'm
Really?
not saying I'm doing a no tight end strategy. I haven't
You got something up your sleeve?
I haven't made a decision on what or who I would want to pick up.
It makes sense. Plus, if you have to drop someone you don't want to drop, now is you should wait until after the time goes by, so then no one else can pick them up for the waivers next week.
I almost feel like
It's just you playing it smart.
I almost feel like Ross used his number 1 waiver wire claim for Vernon Davis, like out of spite for me.
Were you targeting him?
I really wasn't though. That
No.
was the problem. Like I don't.
Well, he's playing him this week, so
It's just
it's not like he just picked him up to put him on his bench.
Is Ernst
It's for
oh, wait.
depth.
Why
For
would
depth, guys.
is he playing him in his flex?
Yeah, I saw him in his flex,
Oh,
wasn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll go back.
But he has 3 tight ends now. He has Ed Dickerson, Vernon Davis.
Oh, hold on, breaking news, guys. John changed his name again.
Oh, what? Existence is pain. Fuck fantasy.
We're sorry, buddy.
Yeah, sorry about that, dude. Yeah, Vernon Davis is the flex for Ross this week.
All right, but I mean, I have some ideas of who I would potentially pick up. Who I would, I mean, like I'm going to pick up a tight end. Like you don't have to worry about me not starting a tight end against you.
I'm gonna pick up a kicker.
Well, I mean, Vaughn
You are?
has the same matchup at kicker that he's going to do, I'm assuming. He's going to do something.
I'll pick up a kicker. I gotta look into it.
I think we both have great defenses about to play this week, though.
Texans against Indy, and then Eagles against Denver. Yep, I agree.
Both great defenses.
Yeah, they'll
like,
both probably do really well.
Yep. Damn, we got a good team this week, Brian. This is gonna be a fun matchup.
Honestly, it should, so one of you guys is going to get crushed.
I know.
It'll be me. I'll
It should be a
I'll
great,
get killed.
explosive, high-scoring offensive showing from the two of you. So one of you guys is going to put up nothing, like garbage points.
All right. Well, who do you think wins then? Who puts up garbage and who puts up all the points?
Well, I said that your receivers are all going to cancel out, so going by that, I'm going to go with Brian because I think his running backs will outplay yours.
Me and Brian are gonna tie.
Oh, bold! That's even more bold. I think we're gonna tie too.
Yeah.
Way to stick your necks out on the line, fellas.
Heck yeah. I'd be perfectly acceptable with a tie. Okay. Next matchup is Heather and Kyle.
This one I actually think is gonna be somewhat interesting. Personally.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it is. I think Kyle has. Oh, he's starting Kenny Galladay.
I mean, Kyle
What?
gets the luxury of facing Heather without Brady and Bell.
That's why I think. Well, I'm gonna say already, going through it. I think Kyle can put up a win this week.
He sure can, just because of the buys. And Heather has a lot of Thursday night players playing tonight. She's got Tyrod Taylor, quarterback, Matt Forte, and then her kicker and defense.
Wow, that's 4 right
That's
away.
4
If
players on
she doesn't
Thursday.
get a lot of points, it'll be a struggle for her the rest of the week.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then she's got 2 Monday night as well. So
Basically
Wow, prime time.
So basically nothing on Sunday. she's got
she's
like
got-
a running back and a receiver.
she,
That's it.
yeah, she's
Oh,
got
and Coleman.
the flex, the receiver, and Lamar Miller.
It'll
So
be
that's
interesting.
that's
It'll be
interesting.
interesting to see Carson Wentz how he's been playing so great, facing basically one of the toughest passing defenses to face. in
This
the NFL.
is like an MVP defining game for him.
I mean, we
Yeah.
saw what Alex Smith could do against him. He didn't turn the ball
He
over.
played well.
He had a touchdown, over 200 yards, ran pretty well.
Targeted Travis Kelce almost every single time.
That's exactly what you got to do, Alex. So this will be what Carson Wentz shows if he's going to stick around in the
Yeah.
race or not.
Yeah.
Regardless, his team is winning, so he'll be in the race all the way through, I'm guessing. If they're the best team in football, and typically the quarterback is in the MVP race.
Yep.
But it's a big game for him.
I agree. I think Leonard Fournette is going to kill it this week.
I think Doug
Yeah,
Martin's
since-
gonna be good.
And Doug Martin.
I think
against
both
New
of
Orleans.
Kyle's running backs will actually be really solid this week.
Yeah. But Lamar Miller against Indy. I mean, we were kind of talking about this
Earlier.
before we started as well,
Mhm.
with this offense. But who was it that said that you don't think it was you, right? That you don't think Lamar's going to get the kind of runs that he's been having lately?
No, I think he'll have an okay game just because Indianapolis' defense is not that great. But
Okay. But moving
every
forward,
single player on the Texans just lost value. With,
Yeah.
with,
Oh,
with
yeah.
Watson getting hurt.
Every single.
Absolutely.
Every player.
Yep, I agree.
Even Savage. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Did you know?
If anything, his went up a little bit.
Did
No,
you know
I'd say it went down. All the turnovers.
that
Negative points.
He has been scoring zero lately.
we
so.
did get an interesting
that's-
point. Adam Schefter alerted us a little while ago that,
Oh, yeah.
that he actually has not thrown a touchdown in his career in the NFL.
Damn,
so.
Ryan, that's a good stat.
That's
No,
a good stat.
That's a great stat right there. That's because I do my research.
Ryan, before all of our shows, that's all he does all week leading up to the
I'm
recording.
committed to this.
And he does his research.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get mine told by Brian's dad. So. Wide receivers. Yeah, I don't know if Kenny Galladay's actually going to play. But he does get another extra rest day. So
I mean, I actually think he'll probably play this week.
I fucking hope so. dude.
Last week I said he wouldn't, and then Kyle should drop him.
I-
Still should have dropped him.
That's gonna be one of Stafford's touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
To
going to
Galladay?
be his one touchdown to Galladay.
Galladay comes
I said
back
one of.
strong.
Oh, you think he's going to get more than one?
Yeah, I think Darren Fells.
One of his 6.
I think Theo Riddick, Darren Fells, Kenny Galladay, touchdown.
3 touchdowns.
I would love if we could have Theo Riddick get a touchdown. I don't know why we don't throw it to him more.
I agree. That would be awesome. Receivers. Nelson Aguilar, he's not going to really put up a whole lot, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on, I think, the way that game goes with Wentz. Like,
Yeah.
when they've been playing well, and Aguilar's been playing well too. So, aside from last week, he had like 3 straight games with a touchdown. So,
And Heather's got the bold strategy of playing, not Marvin Jones, but TJ Jones.
yeah, that one's pretty bold.
That is a brain.
He actually had a few good catches last week, but I don't think that's going to happen again this week.
No, well, if Kenny Galladay comes back, it's definitely not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if he'll play at that point. But Devontae Adams might be a decent play, just because he's the one that gets all the catches and blah 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 blah. Green Bay.
Devin Funches gets a boost still, for sure. With no Kelvin Benjamin there.
Yeah, no, he's the number one guy now.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what they were thinking
His
with that trade,
value
honestly.
is way up.
Hey, our quarterback's struggling. Let's trade away their number one target.
It was to open up the running game.
Yeah,
It makes 0 sense.
man, they're really smart over in Carolina.
Dude, they made it to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. Leave them alone.
Yeah,
Well, they made it to the
right.
Super Bowl without
Came
Kelvin
crushed in
Benjamin.
that
You're
Super
right.
Bowl.
Yeah, they did. They lost to a 40-whatever-year-old Peyton Manning with a bad back,
His 47-inch forehead.
and his giant forehead, and barely threw.
Throwing ducks and
He
they
was
still won.
throwing ducks that entire postseason.
Doing nationwide theme songs like while he's playing. He's calling plays in the nationwide jingle.
Nationwide. Okay, tight end and flex.
Be interesting to see if Walker plays. I mean, he's not practicing.
I think
but
he's supposed
I
to
would
play.
assume that he plays, just because he
We
wasn't.
hope.
He wasn't supposed to be that hurt.
Yeah, Mike Mularkey said he's not worrying about him not practicing, so looks like he's gonna play. So I mean, he's better than Jared Cook,
Cook's been actually pretty decent the last 2 weeks, though.
has he?
Yeah.
Fantasy-wise, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
It's been
not
like
too bad.
standard.
16 points and 9 points, so that's not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, if he gets a touchdown, he gets on the teams. So.
The Raiders. Yeah, I'd be happy about that. The Raiders. You guys think Adrian Peterson plays well against San Francisco?
I don't know what to expect from Arizona without Carson Palmer. That's just the thing. Like I have
it'll
no
be
idea.
tough. I don't know. He had a good game, their first game, when they faced a weaker defense, and he got absolutely crushed last week.
Yeah.
And their quarterback got hurt, and it was, well, not last week, 2 weeks ago. It was a terrible game. I think he'll be, like, okay. I think he'll get a touchdown, and that'll save his week.
All right, who wins?
I think Kyle wins. I think this is a good matchup. Kyle has had some pretty bad matchups compared to the rest of the league. Like I think if Kyle had Zach's record, I think Kyle had Zach's schedule, Kyle would have a better record than Zach does. In all honesty,
You think he would have only one loss?
I could see him actually having only one loss. Kyle has been putting up like consistently 120 to 140 points like every single week.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess when you have Zach's
Yeah.
like the points people are putting up against Zach right now, if anyone else had that, are putting up that many points, they'd almost be undefeated probably.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like Zach's had a pretty easy schedule, so that's why I say that Kyle had that. But I think Kyle, this is a achievable win against Kyle. Is he in our division?
Kyle is in our division, yes. Me and you.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say it was gonna be a great division win, but like it's a good win against one of the top.
Yeah, right now we're all playing other division
Yeah.
people.
Oh, it's good. It would be a good win. It would be a good win against one of the top people in the league,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's very
Yeah,
achievable for
Heather's
Kyle.
team has been really good, one of the best teams. But this week, I don't see anyone on her team that actually is no one that I think is gonna stand out fantasy wise. So I'm gonna go with Kyle.
Yeah, I'm going to say Kyle, too. It's really hard with these Thursday games that she has, with Tyrod Taylor going against the Jets. I think he's going to play decently well, but I don't see her Jets players. Like, her kicker, I mean, Catanzaro may not even put up any points.
I mean,
Matt Forte may only put up, 2 or 3.
Butker's been great as a kicker.
It's not just Brady and Bell that are on bye too. Adam Thielen has probably been her second best receiver throughout the season.
Yeah.
So, and he's also on bye.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Kyle. That's a clean sweep. And finally, we finally get to break down your matchup, Ryan,
Hey, there we go.
against Luke,
Yeah.
who has not changed his name.
He's
But-
probably looking for a picture.
Yeah,
of
he's
you.
probably struggling for a picture. I don't have that many social media.
No
things
Facebook,
or-
no No honey.
He's gonna have to take it off that one Cinnabad Twitter profile.
That's a great
If that's
photo.
still on, I don't even know if it is.
It's a great photo. It probably is. All right. Quarterbacks. Andy Dalton. That's kind of ballsy.
Against Jacksonville.
Yeah, tough defense, and they're at Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville will probably play pretty well.
He can drop Andrew Luck now. Like,
You can.
Yeah, they announced that
Unless
today.
he wants to keep him.
That
but
would
he
be
drafted
stupid.
him. That's dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that would be
I know.
that would be dumb. I mean, how do you think your quarterback's gonna play this week?
Honestly, I don't think he's going to play great. He'll probably do what he did last week: 200 yards, 50 rushing, a couple picks, and a touchdown.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think he'll do better than that.
Hey, it's not as bad as. Honestly, it's not as bad as what I think Dalton will do. I think my quarterback will still play it.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll throw one pick. I don't think he'll throw two.
Yeah, I mean Atlanta hasn't been great. I mean
Yeah.
Josh McCown kind of tore him up last week defensively. So
Yeah. Running backs. He picked up Alfred Morris.
he did.
That's interesting, dude.
So that's
Yeah, I mean everything's been saying like, oh, Morris is definitely going to be the one that gets the carries,
No-
but
I
No one
dropped him
knows,
last
though.
week.
But like when it came down to it before that, McFadden was a proven guy that they could give the ball to and run for 1,000 yards on a season. So
Yeah.
if they trust Morris to do that, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be split carries. I don't think Morris has much value in fantasy at this point. And Carlos Hyde's value is diminishing as well.
Yeah, it's getting lower. He's still been okay as a running
I
back.
think you guys both have like a lot of interesting questions when it comes to both, like all four of you guys running backs. Like, how is Ellington going to play? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta,
with the new quarterback, I don't know. I was thinking that they would. I'm hoping that they'll just have a lot of plays where they
little dump off.
just dump offs because, I mean, that's what he does best,
Yep.
and I don't know if they can go downfield that much.
Yeah, and Freeman has been questionable. Like he's one of the best running backs like in the league. It's just the Falcons' offense by itself has been
Yeah, I don't.
pretty bad.
I feel like the Falcons' offense needs to get back to starting with the run because it opens up more for Matt Ryan down the future, like in the future,
Mm-hmm.
in the rest of the game. So whenever they do that, they typically do well. But lately, they've been throwing it a lot, and then they get away from the run game, and because of that, they can pass rush Matt Ryan, and he's struggling.
Yeah, but they have this drunk as an offensive coordinator. Like,
Yeah, dude, they do need their old coordinator back.
Dude, they
Even
got-
though he blew them the Super Bowl, he was still a good coordinator at the time.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. For sure. Wide receivers. I mean, Hopkins' value's down with Tom Savage being your quarterback.
Yeah, it's definitely not what it was with Watson being there, but he's still going to get tons of targets. So
Yeah.
I'm still not worried about starting him every week. He's definitely
No,
a guy
I
that-
would still play him.
Like even when Savage was the quarterback at the beginning of the year, he still had 7 catches a game the first 2 games until
Yeah.
Watson took over, basically for good.
Mm-hmm.
So
On the other side, Emmanuel Sanders, he's had limited practice all week. He didn't play last week.
yeah, he was targeting this
So-
upcoming week to come back, but it is a tough matchup to come back against. Philly's giving up some of the least amount of yards to receivers.
Yeah, no, and he's got a new quarterback too.
Yeah,
Not like it's much of an improvement.
yeah, I don't
but-
know if it's an improvement or not.
it's
I
like
would
not
say it's
brand new. I mean, Osweiler has thrown to Sanders before.
Yeah, I mean, of all the guys there, I would want to see what Lynch can do. But like you were saying, he's hurt right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hurt. So
It's-
hopefully he comes back soon. But right now, Emmanuel Sanders is just, hello, darkness, my old friend, like all day long with that quarterback situation.
Yeah.
I think Watkins is gonna be good.
no, probably not. But I have a lot of buys this week, and you never know. This might be his 1 week out of 4 that he goes on.
Norris Jenkins isn't playing.
It's true.
That is true.
So you never know with him. I'm rolling the dice because I don't got any other really options other than Crowder.
I think Cooper will put up nice points for you.
Yeah, I mean he's been better since that Thursday game. I mean last week he didn't do a whole lot. He saw a lot of targets though, so I'm not worried about.
I don't
getting
see
his targets.
Miami putting up much of a
Fight.
fight.
No. Nope, me neither. How about Randall Cobb and Lockett? Who do you guys think puts up more points between those two?
I'm gonna go Lockett. He has the hotter quarterback going. Like
That's true.
like Wilson has been like money since after their bye week.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lockett has a chance to get like a 30-yard touchdown or something.
Could happen.
Well, Cobb I think is gonna. He just has Huntley. Like that's my only argument.
Yeah, I don't think Cobb's gonna be great, but I think he'll have a decent amount, like a few dump offs and a few screens that might get a few points.
Yeah.
But for Lockett, I don't think he's gonna actually. I feel like last week was kind of a fluke where every single player offensively just blew up, and he'll still get his like 4 catches, 5 catches possibly, but if one of them isn't a touchdown, I don't think it's gonna be a great game.
Yeah, I could see that. Flex wise, I'm sorry, I just skipped over tight end, but there's not
Oh.
really much to talk about when it comes to tight end.
No, we don't need to talk about tight end.
Travis
Ryan's got the
Kelce's
best
better
tight
than
end in the
Benjamin
league.
Watson.
Or one of the best.
Hopefully.
at least. Yeah. Parker versus Collins at the flex. I don't think Collins is a very good play this week.
He had like 100 rushing yards last week.
I know, but I don't know. It's just something about
But
Baltimore.
didn't it seem like he had more than that?
It did,
Were you watching the game last Thursday? Like it seemed like Collins had more than what he had when you finished watching like the game to me. Like I was like, oh, the way it looked like he had like 150, 160 yards, and then it ended up only being like 118, which is still good, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll be able to match that against Tennessee in Tennessee.
Yeah. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that he's not going to put up all that many points this week. But who knows?
Him or Allen, who's better to play?
I'll go after Collins still. I think
Collins
he's better.
I would probably still say Collins, but I wouldn't want to play
It's-
either of those guys.
I'm gonna say Collins is definitely the better of the backs, but that doesn't mean he's good enough to be better than a lot of the other backs in the league.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, who do we think wins this one?
Ryan,
Yeah, this is easy.
I'm sorry.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'll just go off of average points because I've been doing the
Yeah.
spreadsheets, but like Luke, I think is averaging like 100 and like low hundreds like all season. Like he only had one game this entire season where he put up 160, and that was week 2.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he's been sub 100s for consistently, and I don't think that's really going to change that much. While you also have been pretty consistent with putting up 120, 130, like.
Yeah, I feel like that's my team has been like that all year. It's been I consistently put up around the same amount of points. If I face someone who plays well, I lose. If I face someone who plays bad, I win. So it
Yeah.
really depends on what Luke does. And
I don't think Luke
I
can do it.
think I'll win this game. I think it's nice having to face Luke without Gronk. He doesn't have a whole lot left after Luck being hurt and
David Johnson.
David Johnson being hurt. His team is riddled with injuries.
I'm going to pull a Ryan and say that you win by all the points this week.
Great. thanks for pulling that forward, bud.
No problem, man. Just want to give you all of my support.
And Juju.
And yes, exactly.
Alright.
All right. Thanks for watching. That's going to do it this week. We'll be back next week to probably apologize for all our stupid opinions and stuff. I'm sure all our hot takes will be burned out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, good job on all those Thursday plays, Heather. I mean, I'm sure that they're, an hour away until they all go off and I'm wrong. So until next week, see you later.
See ya.